There's a guy called Tamas. He left a message in our free school community, which you can join, by the way. There's going to be a link in the description and a pinned comment of this video. He's been struggling with Daygame. Says he's done 800 approaches and no intimacy so far. What we're going to do is we're going to read his message and I'm going to give him some advice as far as how he should proceed to improve in future. So let's get into it. He says, "Hey guys, Tamas from Budapest, Hungary. I'm 41, 5'6", with a lifetime notch count of 5. I can bench press 1.6 times my body weight and I'm pretty lean, around 12% body fat. I have a master's degree in electrical engineering and economics. My salary is in the top 2% in my country." So he's, a reasonably high value man is what he's trying to tell us, as far as his city where he lives. "I started learning Daygame seriously a year ago. Since then, I've done 800 plus approaches, had 17 dates, 1 pull and 0 lays. I'm using Tom Torero's / St. Robert's method. I also blew €3,000 on one-to-one coaching with St. Robert. Right now, I'm trying to put his feedback into practice. My ultimate goal is to find a 25-year-old to 30-year-old 5 out of 10 women, marry her and have as many children with her as I can financially afford. To do that, I know I need to learn game properly, but looking at my results after 1 year of hard effort, I'm less and less sure that I can ever achieve it. Anyway, if anyone wants to do Daygame with me in Budapest, hit me up with a message." Okay, so there's no real red flags so far. A couple of bits that I'm not sure about, and maybe I'll touch on them later in the video, but let's go into what I said here in school. I said, "Hey Tamas, that's a great introductory message. What do you think is stopping you processing more quickly? I'm sure the content within our school group can help you." That's right. For those of you guys who don't know, school is not just a message board where you can message the Game Global coaches and get a detailed response. We also have a classroom full of premium content where you can learn directly from us. We've got a step-by-step guide to game that's aimed especially for beginners. We've got our Daygame audio infields where you can listen to actually how the Game Global coaches go about approaching and attracting women on the street. We've got our field reports from night game and dates so you can learn how to pour home and have crazy adventures with women that way. We've got a guide on sexual communication. You've got an opportunity to have a free one-on-one coaching call with us, and much more. So, yeah, if you want to get access to all that content, go ahead and join the free school group from the link in the pinned comment and the description. Anyway, Tamas says, "I think my age and my height are definitely making things harder for me. I'm sure that my vibe plays a role too." Yes, and I'll go into this deeper, but it is your vibe. There are guys who are very tall, very good looking, and they are struggling with women. There are guys who look like me, but they have a great vibe and they're able to have an amazing dating life, okay? So just bear that in mind. Also, even though I'm trying to do every single approach with a positive mindset and high energy, I think the women I approach can sense that I can't get laid from a mile away, and that's unattractive. Yes. Yes, no matter how positive you try to be, people can read that in your body language. I know this from when I did door-to-door sales back when I was a teenager in university, okay? We paid commission only. So when I got, let's say I got 50 people told me, "No, go away," in a row. When my 51st, I'm knocking the door, and let me just try and get into character here. I'm like, "Hi, it's Joe. I was just wondering to see if you were interested in it." The point is, you can see it in your face is tense, your body is tense, just your voice seems insincere, it's not relaxed. All of these things happen when you're trying to be positive, trying to forget that you haven't got laid in 800 approaches, right? So how can we overcome this? I would recommend that you stop focusing on the outcome. Stop thinking about the finish line. Stop thinking about getting laid. Stop going into your approaches with the mindset of, "I hope she likes me. I hope this goes well. I hope she doesn't reject me." I want you to start doing your Daygame approaches just for the joy of doing it. The adrenaline of approaching a new woman, the uncertainty of meeting new people and how well that it's going to go. Okay, the pride of being that guy who can actually see a beautiful woman in the daytime and go and meet her in a fun and cool and respectable way. The fun of expressing yourself to a new person. When you focus on that and you're not so outcome oriented, your mind is not going to be so focused on the fact that you haven't achieved this outcome yet, okay? You're going to become more in the present moment and just enjoying the moment with this woman. And you're focusing on the fun of actually doing the approach, and that is going to reflect on how the woman responds to you as well. To get into this mindset, I would recommend you practice social momentum, which is essentially doing lots and lots of approaches and minimizing the time in between each approach. When you do this, you allow your brain to access flow state, and that really helps with getting you into the present moment rather than being stuck in your head, realizing how much you suck at day game over the last year and how you can't get laid. And needless to say, that's going to improve your mindset, it's going to improve your body language, it's going to improve your confidence, and all of these things are going to lead to better results in the long term. Okay, he says, my people skills are also not the best, and another big factor may be that I was raised by a single mom and I don't have a strong masculine presence. It's great that you can identify that, but you need to stop identifying as that guy who is not masculine and is shy and had a single mom, blah, blah, blah. Okay? You're most likely talking about an inner game issue, and you're probably not giving yourself the permission to talk to women in a masculine and dominant yet respectable way. Okay? Luckily for you, I suppose, the way that you can fix this inner game issue is by fixing your outer game. If I was your coach, whether that was in person or online, whenever I noticed or heard you speaking to women in a less than ideal way as far as your masculinity and your ability to lead her, so you're not leading her, you're speaking in an upwards voice tonality, which is a submissive voice tonality. You're hiding your intentions, you're hiding the fact that you're attracting to her. If you were ever doing all of those things, I would pull you up on it time and time and time and time and time and time again, until you started to speak to women in a way where you were leading, where you were speaking in a dominant tone of voice, where you were proud of the fact that you were attracted to her and not hiding that. And eventually, you would get enough reference experiences that women actually like when you speak to them like this, okay? And you may notice even more that they don't like when you speak to them like this. Hi there, hello, I'm just a friendly little Hungarian man, okay? And with these reference experiences, you will see that women like being spoke to when you speak to them like a man. They don't like when you speak to them like a pussy. And then the fear, which you probably have surrounding being masculine and dominant in your communication, is going to go away. The more reference experiences you have of success when speaking in a masculine dominant way, the less scary it is going to be to do that. Okay, and he says, Tom Torero says that beginners should take about 150 approaches to get laid. After 800 approaches and countless hours spent reading and watching pick-up material and infield to getting in-person coaching, there's still no sign of intimacy. I'm running out of ideas as to what more I should do. Okay, so for these numbers that you've listed here, I don't know. People learn at different speeds. People are starting at different starting points, okay? Some people have severe social anxiety, autism, all of these things, okay? Some people are just natural. They just had a traumatic relationship, or they just need 1 or 2 tweaks, okay? So really, these numbers that people throw out there doesn't matter. What is important is that you are learning from your mistakes in the field. You are learning from your failed approaches. You are taking some time to reminisce on what happened in your approaches, what went wrong, what you can do better next time. Much easier if you do that with a coach or an experienced wingman, okay? When you do this and you have set yourself a goal for what you can do better next time and actually act upon those goals, then you are improving every time you go out to speak to women. You have a new lesson, and hopefully you're leveling up every single time and improving every single time. If you don't do that, and you're making the same mistakes every single time you go out to talk to women, and you are not improving upon those mistakes, well, that is when you end up with these sort of numbers where you spoke to 800 women and you still haven't received any intimacy yet. With that in mind, you do say here that you have been on 17 dates in this 1 year of practicing game. I'm going to assume most of those are from Daygame, but only pulling once. That means you almost definitely have a problem with how you're behaving on dates, or maybe how you're scheduling dates so it's optimal for that you can pull the woman home. Okay, some of the top guys that I know, and including the Game Global coaches, they are pulling home on 70, 80, 90% of dates, especially if you're counting like taking the second and the third date. When a woman goes on a date with you, it means it's because she likes you, okay? So getting these sorts of numbers in your life is far from, it's very achievable, okay? You just need them to know the right way to set up a date, and that's something I can talk about further in a future video for you. But let's say you did manage to get that problem sorted. In that case, you may have slept with 7, 8, 9, even more new women in the last year. And then your attitude towards your first year of learning game may be a lot different. It seems like you still have a lot of positivity. You still want to learn. That's why you joined our school group, and we're very helpful to have you in there. And I hope this video is going to help you out, Tamas. For the rest of you guys, if you would like a detailed video response to your dating dilemma, the best way to get that from us is to join our free school group. Write a message in the community tab, just as Tamas did, and you may see your problem answered in great detail by one of the Game Global coaches on this channel. And a reminder, if you do join our free school group, you're going to have access to a ton of premium content, including our step-by-step guide to game, including our daytime infield audios, including our nighttime pool reports, including our sexual communication guide, and a lot more. There's a link for you guys to join the free group in the description and the pinned comment. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. My name's Joe, and I'll speak to you real soon.